We are 22us Radio. 22us Radio is 22usmedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and now, our World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions of the World and a Cruiserweight Champion.
I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
I'm Rob.
And this is episode 154 of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at RealBTR Radio. You can follow me individually at EthanMV95. You can follow James at
JHW Reporter.
You can follow Rob at
Rob Flores Media, and don't forget the R-Truth DMs for Ethan.
R-Truth, once again, not 24/7 champion as we're recording this, because they found themselves a new star in 24/7 division. Maybe we'll discuss a little bit about him a little later on. But we've got a packed show, guys. We've got a lot to discuss. As you can see, my background, if you're watching via YouTube or Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes. Of course, YouTube, just search up Beyond the Ropes. This may be the last time I have to use this background. That's it, because it was announced Saturday morning from WWE via social media. Bray Wyatt has been released, and they wished him well in his future endeavors. From numerous sources, it was reported that he was cut due to budget cuts. The reason they basically have given everyone in the last couple of months the pink slip. His only reply or response to a, reaction to the release was via Twitter a couple of days ago. I believe either Sunday or Monday morning was when a fan asked, or basically posted the final Firefly Funhouse, which took place the night after WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw, where he basically said, "See ya" at the end of it. He just left an open circle emoji. So it wasn't like a cross or anything, like an X. Like, no, that was wrong. So I don't know if he knew maybe his time was coming up or not, but he was away since the night after WrestleMania due to mental health reasons.
Really?
So go ahead, James.
Now, was that report? I had never seen that.
Yeah, so I know he had been dealing with some health issues due to obviously Brody Lee passing away late last year, and I know he took that very hard. It was kind of reported as well. So yeah, I mean, he had been out due to that. I mean, there could have been a few other reasons as well. And on a quick side note as well, JoJo Offerman, his partner, who I believe has 2 of his children.
2 already? I know they just had the recent one, which I kind of thought was part of why he was away from
that could be
the break leading, at least leading up to WrestleMania, whatever that stint he had away from. And then, of course, after WrestleMania, I thought, if anything, maybe that was part of it. So, again, the mental health thing was kind of new to me. But when you bring up his good buddy there, yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah, so JoJo has left the company or was released a long time ago, apparently. It was just kind of quiet.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, she was a former announcer for a brief period. And then obviously ended up getting pregnant, and, we haven't seen her in a couple of years. So not shocking that she has, been gone for a while. But yes, Bray Wyatt kind of stunned a number of people, the whole wrestling community. James, your thoughts on the situation?
Yeah, so I kind of wasn't shocked in a way. First of all, I mean, when you consider, I almost wanted to tweet this, but I didn't want some smart mark saying he wasn't even the 4th man. But as far as I'm concerned, the original 4 from the Wyatt family are all gone now. Obviously, one of them having passed away. But Wyatt was kind of the last one standing there from the Wyatt family in WWE. Now that he is gone, I mean, honestly, he has the whole world in his hands. I mean, that was the gimmick he used, and he was kind of they called him one of the more creative ones. Mick Foley spoke highly of him. So many in the locker room kind of reacted to it, and some not, I mean, sad or disappointed, but even more so saying they know he's only going to go on to bigger and better things. I think from what I saw, I'd only seen this once, so I don't really know how true it was or not, but I think he had already kind of changed his name on Instagram, and I think maybe like his location, or maybe there was some sort of hint on what his next gimmick could be if he goes anywhere. I guess he would have to go to AEW, whatever. I mean, he would just be the next one in that big rumor mill. Of course, Rob's trying to set him up in a match with Enzo on the independent scene. But
to basically cut you off really
go
quick.
ahead.
He is a very creative individual.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, coming up with a lot of his stuff. Go ahead.
Real quick, so I think too that was something that I thought when you first said budget cuts before. If in a way, if you want to talk about budget cuts, whatever they were doing to put in and maximize that gimmick, they were putting money into it. So I mean, creative differences, whatever they want. If they just want to call it budget cuts, I mean, they're kind of saving some money on it either way because. The way the WrestleMania stuff was, the gimmicks, the vignettes, everything that with the Firefly Funhouse and all that other stuff. It's like, I mean, there was a lot of money behind it. So I just thought that was worth kind of noting there.
Absolutely. Alexa Bliss herself tweeted, I really am at a loss for words. Thank you so much, Wyndham, for everything you've done for this company. The most fun I've had is working with you. Such an amazing talent and most kind person. I'm just in shock. A number of wrestlers, of course, tweeted their appreciation for Bray, or Wyndham as his real name is. Obviously she was directly linked. Her current character is basically based off off Bray Wyatt. At this past Monday night on Raw, she did appear as Alexa Bliss in her Alexa's Playhouse. So obviously it looks like they're still running with that gimmick, at least for the foreseeable future. Obviously much cheaper gimmick. I mean, she just has her doll and they're using basically the screen kind of in the background. They're not going all in with the Funhouse thing. But it's interesting to see. Quickly going through a run through of his career. Started out in 2009 as he was signed in developmental with the original NXT as Husky Harris. That lasted for a brief period. Eventually evolved into Bray Wyatt, the cult leader with, of course, the Wyatt family, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. And that lasted for a couple of years, feuding with guys like Kane, John Cena, Undertaker, etc. Kind of transitioned more into a babyface role, even teaming up with Matt Hardy at one point, becoming a tag team champion there. He would become a WWE champion, a two-time Universal champion. He obviously transitioned into the Fiend around little over 2 years ago, shortly after WrestleMania 35. And again, he earned himself 2 Universal title opportunities, or runs, I should say. And unfortunately, when you have a character like the Fiend, you kind of just creatively put yourself in a corner. And it's not saying it's his fault. It's more WWE's kind of way of booking things in a sense. They made the character too strong to begin with, and they kind of just put it in the corner, kind of limiting that character.
Yeah, it's like yes and no to that. Only because it's like you look at a Goldust, you look at an Undertaker, and it's like Vince McMahon is there, Bruce Pritchard is there. Like these are guys who had a heavy hand in Goldust and the Undertaker. Obviously, those guys did in their own gimmick as well, but it's like there's no reason why Bray should have been in a corner or felt stuck, even though that's what it kind of seemed like. And it seemed like every 6 months we're getting a gimmick change when we kind of didn't need. I mean, I don't know if we needed to, but it was just he went through so many characters so fast, and to me, that's when I felt like it was getting lost. It's like there was just so many. I mean, when we think back, maybe the Undertaker was the same way. It may have been every 2 years, but it did feel like forever when you're a younger kid. So I don't know, but it just he lost to Goldberg and that was it. That's where it all at. That's where it all comes from.
Yeah.
Was it not downhill ever since then?
I mean, he won the title back after that. He beat Braun, and that wasn't a good feud. That feud during the PC era was not good. So, I mean, it is what it is. Best wishes to him. I'm sure AEW is the destination.
Does he go to AEW? Yes or no? There was a report out today that another top free agent is going to get signed by AEW.
We'll talk.
Maybe you know something I don't, but
yeah, good best of wishes to him. So, I doubt we'll see Bray Wyatt for the last time in WWE. Honestly, I see him coming back. I think he's very much someone that would come back in a couple of years to do something. So,
it might actually work out for the better that way.
Absolutely. Someone else who got released, someone who actually requested the release, talking about the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. That's right. Raj Giri of Wrestling Inc. reported on Monday that Flair had asked for his release and was granted the release. The report stated that he was frustrated with the recent booking decisions at the company and directly contacted Vince McMahon, expressing his desire to leave the company. He had just signed a new contract last year where he had been making occasional appearances on WWE programming in recent years and was involved in a storyline, most recently with Charlotte and Lacey Evans. Of course, Lacey Evans ended up getting pregnant. That storyline kind of fell through, taking Flair off television. Apparently, he was not a fan of that story.
No.
But yesterday, Tuesday, WWE tweeted out once again that they had come to terms with the release of Ric Flair. However, there was no best of luck in your future endeavors for good old Nature Boy. But he did make a post on Twitter with every word capitalized for whatever reason. He said, "I am officially able to respond to all the press related to my requested release from WWE, which they have given me. I want to make it really clear that with everyone that I am not upset with WWE at all. They solely are responsible for putting me in the position of life that I am in right now, where I'm seen in the brightest light ever. We have a different vision for my future. I wish them nothing but continued success. Thank you for everything. Nothing but respect." Players, yeah. I mean, another person gone. This must have been easy for WWE because they were probably paying him a little more than they really needed to, especially if they're doing all these budget cuts. It's a shame, because we may never see him in a WWE ring again.
Which is unfortunate because again, you have John Cena back. What are they? They tied at 16 or something like that. I think John Cena, if he wins, let's say he does win at SummerSlam, would break the record. You would almost kind of, want to have maybe Ric Flair there for that or in attendance for that. Not saying that John Cena is going to get the job done.
Of course not.
In this next match, but I mean, you can't start, you're going to start talking about it or whatever, and then Flair's not going to be around for it. I think, tell me if I'm wrong, there was something, maybe I'm getting too far ahead, but Drew McIntyre comes out for an entrance at some point, and they start talking about it. They piped in some audio. There was a 16-time, either a Ric Flair or a John Cena mentioned on that audio.
It was they were fixing the audio because there were a bunch of "We Want Wyatt" chants, and I'm getting a helicopter fly over my house right now. So if you hear that, I apologize. But they were changing the audio because there were a bunch of "We Want Wyatt" chants and CM Punk chants. Of course, they were in Chicago for Monday Night Raw. And yes, I guess they messed up with the audio and they actually accidentally played like a video of Michael Cole announcing a 16-time champ. So. But anyways, Ric Flair is done with WWE, possibly for good. I mean, he's going to AEW, right? They're signing everyone over there.
Yes and no. I mean, yeah. I mean, probably. I mean, you don't ask to be released unless you know you may. I mean, unless you're planning on doing something. But and Rob's been kind of mentioning, put him with Tully and Arn. Last I heard. Arn and Flair weren't on the best of terms. I think
No.
Arn didn't give Flair a call when Flair was down bad, I think. So there might be a little heat there. I think they may.
I think it was when his son was down. When he passed.
Okay, when the son, that's right. Okay. So
That was a long time ago, actually.
a little while ago. They may have even made up by now, but it's just something to throw out there. But I mean, again, that hasn't stopped anyone from going to a different company before. So
Absolutely. And Charlotte is totally going to surpass her dad in reigns. She's currently 11-time women's champion, as they have ignored the NXT title reigns now. So she's back down to 11 title reigns, apparently. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll see Flair soon. I mean, Andrade obviously is in relationship with Charlotte, so maybe he's going to show up there with his potential future son-in-law. Speaking of AEW and another signee, that's right, we're talking about the big free agent, James, right now. Ruby Soho could end up in AEW. It looks like she might be on her way over there, formerly known as Ruby Riott of the Riott Squad. Apparently got a new look. She's got
that's what you're talking about?
Yeah. Oh, were you expecting someone else? No, we got that for the next one. No, okay. Ruby Soho, really quick. Very talented individual. I believe she got the name The Runaway trademarked, so that could be her nickname. But she would be a very nice addition to the AEW women's roster, as they desperately need some women there. Because they have a bunch of guys there. A very bloated roster, it looks like. We'll talk about what Vince McMahon thinks about that roster and bloated roster in a bit. But yes, good for Ruby Soho, as she's going by now. Got a new haircut and dyed her hair red, so looks like we'll see her very soon.
While we got a few minutes, actually, I mean, I should probably hold off on it, but I'm not. We had an Olympian win today. And
that's right. Go ahead.
It's already kind of thrown out there that she wants to try WWE. I'm blanking on the name at the moment, so we'll get that name after the break. But I did want to make sure we get that in there. I guess we'll call that a teaser. Also, congratulations to Sheamus, who I saw at some point on the bump. They mentioned he was engaged, or he had gotten engaged. So congratulations to Sheamus.
So congratulations to them, of course, to Sheamus. Kurt Angle did acknowledge her name is Tamra Mensah. She is the first female wrestler.
Black female, I think.
Black female wrestler to win an Olympic gold medal. Of course, not to take away from her accomplishment, but Kurt Angle 25 years ago, this past week, also won an Olympic gold medal with the broken freaking neck.
Yeah, with the broken freaking neck. That's right.
He did tweet about her and congratulated her, so that's very nice. But congratulations to her. I know she did do some press, and Triple H said the door to WWE is always open. So we could be seeing another Olympic gold medalist.
Unless Mark Henry has something to say about it.
But when we return, we're going to talk of a potential free agent, a potential, I don't know, 2 or 3 more stars going to AEW, and I don't know. We're talking a lot of cards being shuffled in this deck right here on Beyond the Ropes. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM, AKJZ HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 153 of Beyond the Ropes. I'm your host, Ethan. You can follow me on Twitter at EthanMV95. Of course, I'm joined alongside the analyst James Williams, and you can follow him at
JHW Reporter.
And producer Rob Flores, where you can follow him at
Rob Flores Media, and don't forget the R2 DMs for Ethan.
Let's talk about the boss, Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was joined by Chief Revenue Officer and President Nick Khan, as well as Stephanie McMahon, Christina Salin, and Michael Weitz for the second quarter 2021 earnings call last week to kind of give an update on everything that's going on. basically Khan touted WWE's ratings have been up since the return of live fans, which, the ratings, the ratings were great. He noted that 4 months into the Peacock deal, they are seeing a benefit of streaming partnership with the platform and has room to grow. I believe Peacock is actually going to show up in the UK very soon. So for all those UK people making fun of us that we don't have the network anymore, they better be careful because payback's coming. Backlash was up 26%. Hell in the Cell was up 25%. Money in the Bank up 46% from the year prior. So some improvements there. So yeah, they've been doing great. Let's see. Khan noted that WWE has not exactly made a return to live events as they, they're doing touring, but they haven't done so much. The July 16th SmackDown was sold out for the highest non-grossing pay-per-view event in history in Houston for WWE. Merchandise sales were up almost 50% greater than the last event in Houston, which I believe was the Royal Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, last year where Drew McIntyre won. So that's a lot of people, a lot of money. Same thing could be said for Raw. It looks like a lot more money there. So skimming through here, this comes from, of course, Wrestling Inc. Just give them credit there. They're making a lot of money right now. They have SummerSlam coming up, which James was too afraid to go. James was too afraid to go to. He's scared. He doesn't want to see. He doesn't want to see his hero John Cena lose to the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. By the way, we're going to acknowledge Roman Reigns as the head of the table right now before we move forward because I know he's going to make me forget. He said, he's trying to keep me busy over here with all these news stories. But no, don't worry. I got time to acknowledge our Tribal Chief. 40,000 of 45,000 tickets have been sold prior to any match being announced for SummerSlam, so that's a big deal. They said they're growing their sponsorship business and landed over 20 new and existing sponsors in 2021 so far. So that's great. Stephanie took over kind of talking about some more stuff there, talking about the 18 to 49 key demo that AEW likes to boast about. Talked about the biography shows that they've done. Let's see. Then someone else took over. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the Vince part because Vince had some interesting notes here. Here it is. Vince was asked about AEW. All right. The caller noted how AEW seems to be making roster moves and are gaining in viewership, especially in the key demographic, which is the 18 to 49 demographic. The caller wondered how WWE currently looks at AEW, if they see them as competition, and if they feel the need to counter AEW's investment with additional investments on WWE's own roster, as it could be competing with AEW one day for media rights or a rising tide situation like we saw back in the day with WCW. Vince said it's certainly not a rising tide situation where Ted Turner came at WWE with all of his assets. Vince said it's a different situation with AEW, and different situation, and AEW is where they are. Vince said he doesn't know what AEW's plans or investments are, but WWE is focused on their own plans. He said it's not even close to the situation with WCW back in the day. Khan added that everyone's in WWE's competition. He said it's like a horse race with a horse having blinders on. WWE is going straight ahead in their own lane, making sure they stay in the front of the pack. But at the same time, everyone is their competition, even sleep. He said if it were up to WWE and other content providers, people would be awake 24 hours a day watching content. He said they don't look at any organization as being competition, but they view everything as competition for eyeballs and content. So I also had heard, it's not here in this specific post or story here, but Vince basically said that they were basically happy to give away, do some charity work for AEW and give more of the roster over to AEW. So some quick thoughts about that there.
I mean, it because I heard something. I saw something on Instagram where he kind of said, "We'll give him more. We'll give him
Yes.
more," and I was like, "There's no way he could have said that." Sure enough, they released Ric Flair. Sure enough, they released Bray Wyatt. So maybe he did say it. Yeah, I mean, there are those kind of things that are always going to make it out to be a positive and look at the bright side of things. I guess some of the things that you said, Vince said, I guess, I mean, there's not normally maybe something he would say in the ring, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to hear him say those kind of, or picture him saying those kind of things, but I mean, I'm not doubting it.
So Jericho did reply to that?
Of course he did.
Because he replies to everything.
Yeah.
But he did say, what else is he going to say? And to respond to that, we don't see WWE as competition, and he was smart to say that. We're not worried about what WWE is. We haven't been since day one. He said we weren't worried about what next he did. We were too busy worrying about our own company and our own stories and about our own show to care about what anyone else is doing. And that's one of the reasons why we did so well, is that we were concentrating on AEW, not anything else. So yeah, they're obviously going to say that. They're not competing with anyone. It's not like AEW is having programming directly against WWE. I know WWE did have NXT on Wednesdays at the same time as AEW. People will say what they want with that, but it's not like you have Dynamite going against Raw in a ratings battle. They're going to have their new show Rampage coming up in a few weeks, but that's going to be right after SmackDown. It's not even going to be competing against SmackDown. So they're on their own kind of their own field there. But yeah, so that's basically it. It's really non-news.
I mean, in a way, it kind of is. I mean, anytime you get Vince mentioning or speaking about, even if he's not even directly speaking about them or just making it more about WWE, it's still interesting because, I mean, maybe even, I don't know, back in the day, maybe again, we were younger, we didn't hear a whole lot of it, but, there's the acknowledgement that they're there. So, I don't know. They're both going to say that no one is worried about the other one, but I mean, when people are getting released, people are going somewhere, I'm sure, I don't know. It's fun times, I guess.
Absolutely. James, I'm scared.
You have every right to be scared. I mean, this man's been at every party.
Let's talk about Adam Cole Bebe, because we have to talk about Adam Cole Bebe. So he last appeared getting attacked by Cool Kyle, which I didn't appreciate, but it is what it is. They're obviously still feuding. This is Raj Giri of Wrestling Inc. reported. This comes from Bleacher Report that Adam Cole's contract with WWE will expire after SummerSlam on August 21st. The deal was originally up after the Great American Bash pay-per-view, but Cole chose to briefly extend his window to give the two sides negotiating time or to wrap up his NXT storylines. So that's happening. That happens.
So what happened?
Hold on. Apparently, WWE didn't realize Adam Cole's contract was coming up. That's what I heard. And so that's why he opted to kind of sign an extension so that he can at least finish up this storyline with Cool Kyle. And then from there, he would kind of decide whether he was going to stick around or potentially, see his options elsewhere. But go ahead, James.
I mean, guys, if they forgot, your
company are they running there? Oh my God!
Huh?
What kind of company are they running there?
I mean, yeah. If they're forgetting your contract, I mean, I don't know. Good on him for even bothering to give them an extension in the first place.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be Triple H's guy too. He was your champion. I don't know if he was like your longest reigning NXT champion or whatever. But
Was.
I mean, if he go, I'm just saying this is very WCW.
I'm scared.
I'm scared of this. Like it's more like WCW, and it's not like Impact because at least I don't know Impact. Well, AEW. I mean, you just said they weren't trying to compete, but I feel like they are. I don't know. I mean,
Adam Cole's girlfriend is over there. She's a champion. He's got buddies with the Bullet Club Elite over there.
He's jobbing out to little kids and stuff, going to parties.
God.
The gaming channel is in cahoots. I mean, it's not in cahoots, but
no, they could still do the game stuff if he's on NXT. They're letting them do the game stuff on NXT.
Well, yeah, but if he's not on it, if he's out of WWE, then what? They can't do it anymore. The same way with Breeze, right? And then what comes of
Breeze is on there right now?
Huh?
Breeze just won Gamer of the Year or half year for the Bumpy Awards, the Bump. So he got acknowledged, he got mentioned, but he's still there as long as.
Yeah, but he's not signed anywhere.
I know.
It's the thing.
I'm scared. I don't want this to happen. I need Triple H to, because he's a Triple H guy for sure. He's a Shawn Michaels guy for sure. I think two guys who are very influential to Adam Cole, and he's also professional. So I would like to imagine that he would consider his options of staying.
But
maybe some reassurance that maybe, a little bump in pay, maybe some reassurance, maybe he stays in NXT another year or two or something. Maybe
one, if he's Triple H and Shawn Michaels' guy, not that they deal with contracts, but there's no way
he can't get fired, I would think.
What I'm saying is there's no way that they should have let the contract get as far as they did.
Well, look, they're not the ones dealing with the contracts.
That's what I'm saying. They're not, but
it's not their fault. That's not like a clerical thing. They must have read it wrong or something. I don't know what they're doing over there. They're firing a bunch of people, so they're not paying attention to contracts.
I mean, I'm surprised there was even the offer or opportunity to do a contract extension. What happens if they don't do that and all of a sudden out of the blue Adam Cole is let go? I mean, obviously, released or whatever, but it's just like
they would look terrible, but thank
goodness
professional.
Yeah,
thank goodness.
They would break the internet.
You stop with your nonsense, Rob, on the chat. He's not jobbing to Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal's the non-factor here. He's not going to Ring of Honor. He's not going back. He's either going to stay with WWE. If anything, he's going to go play with his friends at All Elite. But hopefully, he sees all those guys going over there, the bloated roster that they're getting, potentially CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, and he's probably like, look, it's just too much there. I'm the face of NXT. He's the star of NXT right now. Karrion Kross is busy losing over on Raw. So it's Adam Cole's show. He can stay there in that nice, comfortable bubble. Give him a little pay raise, so that helps. Give him some storyline that's gonna make him stay. Give him some reassurances. That's all you need.
Is he not main roster ready at this point? Shouldn't he not already be?
I'm just worried that they're not gonna do anything good with him over there. It's not looking good right now for Karrion Kross, at least.
That I'd need a whole segment.
Who knows what else they're doing with the other NXT talents that they just called up. I haven't seen Toni Storm. She was there 1 week. I don't know if we're gonna see her again. We didn't see shots. I know they don't need to appear every week, but so far they just haven't had a whole lot of moving pieces for the NXT call-ups they just had. So I just don't know if they really want to call up anyone else right now, or if anyone else wants to go up right now. So
if I'm Adam Cole, I don't want to go up.
If I'm Adam Cole, I stay where I'm at. Stay on up, up, down, down. With the party, play some Uno on Wednesdays. And be involved in some quality storylines there. So hopefully Adam Cole sticks where he's at. Be because if he moves over to Dynamite, I'm gonna have to watch weekly, right, on regular television. You know,
I mean, if he goes over there again, I don't know. I think we talked about this last time. They're putting the title on some of those guys, right? At what point are you going to get a homegrown AEW guy winning the title? When did MJF, because you're going to put Adam Cole. Adam Cole is going to want his piece. You're going to have Daniel Bryan. You're going to have CM Punk potentially. I mean, when are you going to get the first AEW guy who's going to win this title here?
Exactly. So I
and
hope
Cody hasn't even had the title, right?
Not yet. He's had that grasp of the TNT title, but no, not the world title yet.
So
but I wouldn't be surprised soon if that that happens to be the case. All right. So moving on from that, just quickly mention. We got another minute here. Apparently, it was let's talk about the Iconics. Apparently, it was good old Peyton Royce's idea to split up the Iconics, and now Vince McMahon's idea.
She got the short shot on that one. Who admitted that? Because I did see something about that.
I think she said it on a podcast. She kind of like said it almost regretfully. I don't know if it was regretfully, but maybe like I don't think Billy Kay knew about it. I think she even said, "I hope Billy isn't upset." It was apparently her idea. Well, I think she did tell Billy Kay at one point about going solo, but I think it may have been retracted because they remained a tag team for at least a little while longer until the eventual split happened. But yeah, obviously that split didn't work out well for either one, as it ended up with both of them getting released earlier this year.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, maybe we'll get into it a little bit more. Talk a little SummerSlam preview, as well as some more stuff right here on Beyond the Ropes. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM. KJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 153 of Beyond the Ropes. I'm your host. Is it 153 or 154, sir?
You said 154 to start, I believe. I
mentioned 3 last time. It's 154. Let's get the numbers straight. Speaking of getting things straight, I'm very upset with SmackDown. Specifically, Mr. Part-Time himself, John Cena. So we had a contract signing this past week.
Yep.
Let's feature Finn Balor and Roman Reigns, our tribal chief.
Which you knew dang well.
And, Finn was getting ready to sign, and then here comes that bum, Baron Corbin. Literally a bum. He got kicked out of his house, I think. His wife left him.
He's down bad. Leave Baron alone. He's down bad right now.
No, he ruined a potential 10-star main event between our tribal chief and the Prince. He took out Finn Balor, and he could have maybe made up for it had he signed the contract, which he was intending to do, to face Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, because that would have been intriguing. I don't know if the match would have been great, but it would have been intriguing, to say the least. But then here out strolling out casually, just here comes the Peacemaker, or whatever he's called, the Pacemaker. I don't care what his name is on Suicide Squad. He comes strolling out and takes out the bum Baron Corbin, and then with the Sharpie, it's not even an official pen, a blue Sharpie comes out, writes his name down like a third grader, not even with proper signature, and then he signs his name there, and then
so mad.
Those authority figures, so-called authority figures, I don't even know if they have the true authority. I think they're just taking the quote. We have Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville saying it's official. Well, what about Finn Balor? He just got screwed out of a match. What the heck was that? What was that all about?
It's a bad time to be returned into the company, because I mean, I could name 3 guys who've been snubbed since they returned to the company and aren't looking all that good.
They're not looking great. Finn Balor now has to face Baron Corbin, which I'm sure he'll defeat
in a down bad match.
But the point is, you treated him like a star for 1 week, and then next week, nope, he's just gone. So, I hope Roman just demolishes Cena. I hope. I just don't want. I'm done. I'm done with it. That's all I gotta say about that.
You don't know. Wait, hold on now, player. Hold on now, player. You don't think there's any chance?
No. He's not winning.
Put your Roman allegiance aside. You think there's no chance?
Nope.
All right.
I don't see it happening. Not even. There's not even 1 ounce of doubt in my mind.
He has to win. He has to break the record at some point.
I don't think he's going to be the one to do it. So
At all, or at SummerSlam?
at all.
Then who will, Ethan?
I mean, Charlotte's there. She's already on her way to do it.
Okay.
They could have Randy do it. If anyone's going to do it, it should be Randy, honestly.
You know what? You mentioned Randy. Where is Randy at? I mean, I guess
Randy's on vacation. I don't know what he's been up to.
I mean, he was in this tag team with Riddle. Riddle's still talking about the man every week. Riddle tried to beat him one week.
Hey, Riddle's over with the crowd, all right?
I mean, hey, I have all the power to him. I'm just trying to figure out where Randall's at.
Well, hopefully we'll figure it out soon.
He's going to get released too just because he's been missing.
Oh, Lord, don't say that. Oh, God.
They wouldn't release Randy. If they released Randy Orton.
It's everything's thrown out the window. That's it. Anyone could go.
Hey, watch us come back next week and Randy's gone. No, but seriously, there's no way you can get rid of Randy, right? I mean.
No way. All right.
They need to cut Goldberg's contract. I don't know how many days the man has left, but he's got to go. Has to.
I don't think so.
Did you see the sun?
That's right. It's called puberty, James.
You know what?
In the ring.
Goldberg said, I will never have my son on there looking like that again. Straight to the gym.
It's been like 5 years since the last time we saw him.
It has been 5 years, but he's
15 years old now. He's obviously matured.
Only 15?
Yeah, he's only 15. Put him in the ring, though. He looks great. Come on, look at him.
For sure. Put him in the ring. Put him against Dominic. They'll have a 5-star match, and that's not even in the Tokyo Dome.
Put him against that bum MVP. He could take him.
What happened?
He took a spear, it was a very soft spear, but he took it. MVP's threatening him. You saw that on
That's
Raw?
right. I did.
You know what? MVP needs to take it down a little bit. That's a child.
That is not a child. I don't care.
15 years old, sir.
He is not a child. He looks like a grown man. I
mean, when you're Goldberg's son, you're gonna look, like that, I guess. Good for him. I'm just saying, he could put a jackhammer on Rey Mysterio right now, and he could end us both, right? All three of us, if he wants to. I'm going for the knees, though. I'm always going for the knees. Knees always. I think he's in baseball. I think he does baseball. Oh, yeah. He has his little shirt. Of course, they're marketing there. They have the high school. I'm sure Goldberg's probably the coach or something. Probably. Good old Bill. We're going for Bobby in that match, no matter what. Bill's got to take this one. I think if we're going to see a part-time champion, give it to good old Bill. Good old Bill. What's good about Bill? People were cheering him in Chicago. He got a pop. People like him, so that's probably piped in too, to be honest. No, that was actually a real pop. Although they did pipe in the pipe out the "We Want Wyatt" chants during the segment, but that's Lashley's fault. He's not a credible champion. You can't blame the audience for that. I'm done. I'm over Lashley. I'm over the title reign. It's not doing anything for me. It's just not working. What is Roman doing? Oh, he's doing work. He's putting in the work, sir. Come on now. What a champion that is. That's the definition of a champion. Bobby Lashley had 2 Hell in a Cell matches. Back-to-back nights. All right. I mean, who did he face again? McIntyre? Well, he had an MVP help him that night. He didn't even win fair and square. McIntyre won. And then Xavier Woods. It's a Xavier Woods, I mean, what are you gonna do? I don't know what to say. Anyways, what else? I feel like we're missing something. Mansoor, you're a huge Mansoor fan, right? I'm all in on Mansoor. Yes. Well, you know what? If he listens to Mustafa Ali, I might be into Mansoor a little bit more because I'm all in on Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali. If he follows his lead, because they're not teaming.
Okay, that's right. I
Follow
mean,
his lead, I could
they're
get
another little team now.
I could get into. They suffered a loss in Ali's hometown of Chicago, but it seems like they're doing something there. So hopefully that's something good for them. Damian Priest is in the U.S. title picture, which is good. He's a phenomenal competitor.
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see Morrison. Morrison kind of got involved in there as well. He's over. Miz and Morrison are over with that gimmick there. Go ahead, sir.
Miz and Morrison over. Sure. Great. I'm sitting there. I'm looking at the segment live, and I'm looking at Morrison. I said, he looks a lot like Brutus Beefcake with that mullet and that tan. And he's getting a little older in the face, Morrison is, and he just Beefcake vibes. And then he gets that squirt thing he has. It reminds me of some other barber thing the barber had, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Did you see him in the ring, sir? He doesn't look. He's not looking like.
Don't.
He's looking
Beefcake wasn't doing somersaults off the second rope. Don't get me wrong. I know. I'm fully aware. I'm just saying, if he's going for Beefcake, he's pulling it off.
No, Lord. You know someone who isn't going for Beefcake?
Who?
The drip god himself, Seth frickin' Rollins. Come on now. He attacked Edge. He attacked Edge, laid him out, because Edge was disrespecting him the other week. I'm a big fan of Edge. I've mentioned it numerous times on the show. But when you're messing with Seth dripping Rollins, you're crossing the line. He's a visionary. He's a revolution. And I think at SummerSlam, Seth is going to take this one. So
Seth, yeah, I guess. That's fine.
And then say it with me, James. Come on. Let's talk about another tag team match on NXT. Say it with me.
Grimes. My man Cameron Grimes was robbed once again.
No, he lost the match for his team. LA Knight relied on him to get the victory. And what did he do? He left him by himself so he could help his butler out, figure out a way to beat the grizzled young veterans.
His name is Cameron Grimes, and he was robbed of an opportunity to win a match because LA Knight wants to stand on the apron. He's trying to make the hot tag or whatever. Cameron Grimes has to turn around. He gets double teamed, and he got he got beat
like a bum.
You got him in that ridiculous outfit, looking like a Virgil.
Well, he's a butler. I mean, what do you expect? If I get a butler, I'm putting him in that ridiculous outfit too. Of course, $1 Million Man comes out. He tries to give some words of inspiration. So
Ted's still in there, huh? I thought Ted's little run was up. They're still pushing him in there.
He came. He was at the golf course last week. If I caught up on NXT. So
I didn't see him in the golf course segment.
So he was there for a second there as well. So, Nikki ASH and Charlotte Flair going all over the place, but they had a great no holds barred match on Raw, main event of Raw.
Yeah, I was about that.
Going to be a triple threat between them and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley picked up a nice victory over Nia Jax, who by the way had a nice little cut during their match.
She got busted open the hard way. Yes, she did.
Nice visual there, but
and that spot on the table that Nikki took was pretty nasty from Charlotte, I believe, right? Drove onto the table.
Yeah,
that was a good spot. I'm like, there's no way you're coming back from that. So when I heard she won that match, I was like, really?
Building her up nicely, so that's good to see.
Definitely building her up nicely. You're throwing a DQ on it, keeping Charlotte look a little clean and whatnot. But you know who's really down bad right now, and it's very sad to see. Natalya. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know.
Got this. Tamina's was carrying both titles on Raw. She beat Doudrop by herself. But it looks like Natalya's recovering nicely. She's off crutches already.
Oh, is she? I mean, just the way they made it sound. I'm just like, you're not stripping the title off of her. You're not. I mean,
I think she'll be back soon. Which is good. She's already walking, so that's a good sign.
It's not like they have that many other tag teams for them to go up against, anyways.
I know. But speaking of tag teams and speaking of all the roster we've discussed, I do want to get in. We got a few minutes here. I did send you a request. I'll send you a little homework.
You did. You did. Let me get my little list.
With all these kind of roster shakeups, NXT stars moving up to Raw and SmackDown, Mandy Rose showing back up on NXT, WWE completely letting go superstars and going to AEW. By the way, we've got Everrise on AEW Dark. They were on NXT for a bit, and they showed up on AEW Dark. But yeah, you've seen all these trades and releases and such. And I was wondering, they have bloated rosters everywhere. Mm-hmm. How would you build a successful wrestling company with 10 stars or 10 roster slots? I did say tag teams could count as one if you want to. But yeah, so let's quickly go through them. Do you want to go first, or shall I go first?
I'll go first just because I have mine here on the phone.
All right, go ahead.
I have it somewhere here. Actually, go ahead. You go first. I do want to make sure I have it right. I have mine right here.
Go ahead.
So I got the Usos getting a little 2-for-1 action there, right?
There you go.
I got Roman.
Of course.
You gotta have some heavyweights there in that mix.
Absolutely.
I also had Johnny Gargano and Ricochet.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
Get some cruiserweights, get some speed in the ring there. Have some guys that can bump around for you. I got Shinsuke, someone who's can wrestle different styles and knows how to work in different areas. Obviously, I have Becky and Belair to kind of be the stable, not the stable, but to be the standard there for my women's division. Obviously, this is just starting your company, so a few more would come along. I had AJ Styles written down. Obviously, he's a tag team with Almost, so I said I'll bring Almost along too. Get a young prospect up in there. I don't know if he's young, but he's a new guy. Child guy, there's potential there. He could be a monster for you. I got R-Truth, who can do your comedy spot, and but get as athletic and get it done in the ring. But then I also got Keith Lee, someone who can compete at the United States title ranked, or can go for the heavyweight title and give Roman Reigns a run for his money.
Solid list there. Very solid. Of course, number one, I have Roman Reigns. That's without question. You're gonna put Roman at the top spot. He's gonna be the face right there.
Okay.
Next up, I have Finn Balor. Finn Balor's proven over the last year and a half. He's could put on 5-star matches with just about anyone. Next up, I have Adam Cole, another guy who could just have quality matches. You can put him wherever slot you want. You want to put him U.S. title division, IC title division, heavyweight division, whatever you want. You got Bayley. Over the last year, she's going to be one of my favorites. I think she's a very versatile individual. She can work babyface, heel, comedy. She can do the comedy stuff. She can do the serious stuff. She can do it. Of course, she needs someone to face against. Personally, one of my favorites, Asuka. Get some international flair in there. Asuka's another competitor, and those two, I think, could have solid matches together as being the foundation for the women's division. You have a veteran like Edge. I mentioned Edge. He's a little older, but again, you need a veteran. Maybe bring some name value there as well with Edge. Another guy I like. I mention him all the time. Say it with me, James. L.A. Knight. I think he's got promo wise, he's just got it all. In the ring, he's solid, and I think he could do a number of different things as well. Of course, Seth frickin' Rollins. Why wouldn't I have Seth Rollins there? He's a guy who's main evented at WrestleMania numerous times, multiple world titles and such. And then the last two will be two tag teams. The New Day. Why not? Of course, a versatile tag team. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. If you want to include Big E in there as well, they reunite. Sure, why not? Of course, why not? And then, of course, so a newer prospect tag team, MSK. Really high up on them on NXT. Look, they've got potential. You want to build a future tag team, put them with the New Day. That'll help bring them up. You got to build them up. Okay, they don't all have to be stars right away. But they're
no, I mean a solid list there. I mean, I maybe kind of whiffed on the New Day. That probably someone I should have picked up. You also had who else did I like? Finn, I guess I could have got. I just stuck to WWE guys. It looks like you kind of did too. I kind of considered Omega at one point, but I felt like I had Shin there for my internet, my guy who's worked on the international scene. And I swapped him out for Johnny Gargano just to get another speed guy in there, someone who can do a little bit of everything, comedy, go for your heavyweight picture, your heavyweight title. So no, I think you got a solid list there. I don't know if Rob had a list, but Rob, did you have a list? If not, it's okay.
Yeah.
All right, bring it up. Go ahead.
So I had Jeff Jarrett.
Oh Lord! All right.
Harlem Heat.
Oh Lord!
The Four Horsewomen.
The Four Horsewomen. All four.
Okay.
The Hardys.
The Hardys.
Yeah.
Okay.
CM Punk. Jay Lethal.
Big name, yeah.
Tommy Dreamer.
All right.
The Elite.
Okay.
Lord, this is like 10 like, all right, I did say
He said
Archer.
He said the Elite. That's like 20
that's
people.
like 10 people, Rob. All right, go ahead.
The NWO.
SoCal Uncensored. And Enzo.
All right. I mean,
You're really high on Enzo, right?
you really took my tag team seriously. But you went more faction, but that's fine.
He said stables, not he said tag team, not stable.
I did say tag team, not stable technically, but all right. I mean, you mentioned like 30 guys, but that's all right. You went obviously a different route. You went with some nostalgia as well as, I mean, some current guys, of course. But yeah, you went all over the board. I stuck with WWE guys.
I mean, I don't blame them.
WWE
I mean, I gotta keep it the current guys. Obviously, if we were going with some of the older guys too, Bret Hart would have been the top of my list. I probably would have gotten that bum Roman Reigns out of there pretty quickly.
Oh Lord, how dare you! I would have stuck Shawn Michaels in here. He would have Montreal Bret Hart once again, along with Roman.
We gotta go.
So this episode has been absolutely too sweet. Say it with me, James. L.
M. Grind.